We often hear Christian preachers and Bible teachers refer to God in the setting of His Shekinah glory. We hear that phrase so often, most Christians assume that the two words Shekinah and glory are synonymous. That Shekinah means God's glory, only it doesn't. There's nothing embedded in the meaning of Shekinah that actually has anything at all to do with glory. So what does Shekinah really mean, and how did it come to be associated with the glory of God? Shekinah, or Shekinah, as it may be pronounced, is an Aramaic rendering of the Hebrew word Shekinah, which has come to us in its present form through 1st and 2nd century rabbinic literature. There are only 2 verses in the Bible where we find the Hebrew form of this word Shekinah. The first is Psalm 94, verse 17, which says, "If the Lord had not been my help, my soul would soon have dwelt in the abode of silence," which is a poetic way of saying in the grave. Then in Psalm 120, verse 6, we read, "Too long has my soul had its dwelling with those who hate peace." Neither of those passages sound very glorious, do they? In both of these verses in the Hebrew text we see that Shekinah is used as a verb to convey the meaning of dwelling in a place. Let's take a look at the root form of this word. We are in BibleHub.com/interlinear, looking at Psalm 120, verse 6. We click on Strong's Concordance number above the word. The dictionary form is shakan or shakan. It means abide, dwell, inhabit, live in a certain place, reside, or stay. When we look over at the Hebrew concordance of all the verses in the Old Testament that contain this word, we find it used over 100 times, referring to a person or people living in a house or a tent, a bird living in a nest, a wild animal living in its den, the residents of a city, a tribe or nation inhabiting its land, and even the dead residing in the grave, as we saw in Psalm 94. In reference to God, Shekinah can refer to God dwelling in heaven, God living among His people, and of course God inhabiting His Mishkan, His dwelling place, His tabernacle. Only in those contexts of God's dwelling place does the word Shekinah have any connection with God's glory. I encourage you to go over to this page in Bible Hub and browse through all 128 verses where we find the verb Shekinah. And while we're at it, let's take a look at a noun form of this word, Mishkan, which I just mentioned. Mishkan is derived from the Hebrew verb shakan. It can be a residence of a person or an animal, but it is most often used in the Hebrew Scriptures to mean the tabernacle of the Lord, which housed the Ark of the Covenant, where the priests offered their sacrifices on behalf of the people, the dwelling place of God, where Israel witnessed His glory. In Psalm 26, verse 8, we read, "Yahweh, I have loved the habitation of Beth-ekah, your house, and the place Mishkan, where dwells Kebod-ekah, your glory." It is in God's Shekinah, His dwelling place, His Mishkan, where we see His glory. In the description below this video, I've posted links to other YouTubers who have accurately expounded the origin, meaning, and application of this popular phrase, Shekinah glory. I hesitated to repeat what they have already offered better than I can, but since I have been asked to explain the meaning of this word, Shekinah, and because there is a ton of wildly inaccurate explanations circulated by fraudsters who market themselves as experts in matters of antiquity but only seem able to expose their ignorance, I was prompted to take you straight to the text of the Hebrew Scriptures and let you see for yourself what it says. And thank you for watching.